Hello and welcome to part 5 on how to get into bushcraft. Today what I want to do is give you a quick overview on how to make fire. There's many ways, but I'm going to do that as well as cook up some rabbit meat on a stick. Cooking out here is bushcraft to me. There's many opinions, but to me it's bushcraft. This is a rabbit that I took from nature, and I'll be cooking it with the materials I gathered around the forest. That is bushcraft to me. So what I want to do first is I've got a small fire lay right here. I've got some sticks on top of this frozen damp ground. There's a dusting of snow that's going to melt and it's going to turn to water. So you want a fire lay that will keep your fire up above that. Got some birch bark here and got a ferro rod. So what I'm going to do first off is just rough up an area on this birch bark that I can catch with my ferro rod. This bark isn't much good. It's old and it's just crumbly, but I should be able to get enough to get it going. Now that I've got my tinder started, now I can put on pencil lead size up to pencil size. And I always put on a big bunch like this. Fire wants to climb, and it's going to climb up through there and establish my fire. These here are sticks from pencil size up to thumb size, and I can start laying them on there as well. Anything from thumb size up to arm size is considered another kindling, although anything above that is firewood. To me, that there is about 1.25 inches. That's firewood as well. So I'm just going to take this and set that right on top like this. Now what that's going to do is I've got it jumbled around. That creates air so it can work its way up through. But if I put this on here like this, I can walk away for a little while and it's going to go. So my intentions right here is to get a coal base. That's what I'm going to use for cooking. I'm going to keep the fire going a little bit, but I want a nice coal base. This is softwood. It doesn't give you those really nice hot coals. They burn away pretty quick, but it's enough to get done what I want to get done. So I'm going to go over it and start cutting up the rabbit meat and give you a few little tips there. So what I want to do is make sure this is fairly thin. This one here you can see about 3/8 of an inch, but I want it fairly small because I'm going to cook this with a stick. With any wild meat, you're going to want to make sure it's cooked thoroughly to kill any parasites or whatever that could be in that animal. This one here is going to be fine. It's thinner. So what I'm going to do is stick these on a stick and roast them over the open fire. Leaving a little space in between them as well, so they'll be able to cook all the way around. Now you can start cooking this even though I don't have a big, huge bed of coals. What you do is use 3 to 5 second rule. If you can hold your hand there and you count to 5, and it starts to burn, that's a good temperature. If you hold it there, even right there, yeah, it's getting really hot. That's a good temperature to cook that, 3 to 5 seconds. If you can hold it there, basically here, I can hold it here indefinitely, that's too low. If you hold it up and only 1 or 2 seconds you burn yourself instantly, then it's too high. So you can hold your hand out. Yeah, see, it's getting hot. Right there, I can start cooking my meat. And by making it small, it will cook through before it will burn if you keep an eye on the temperature when you move it around. So I'm just going to hold this here for a minute. I can actually take this stick and put it on the end here and prop this up. Now there are 2 warnings to this. You don't want to cook it too slow because you can get food poisoning from it, as in too low of a heat. Also, the stick you use, make sure it's not poisonous wood. Starting to cook right there. I'm keeping on checking the temperatures. It's going to be tasty. Oh yeah. Putting it back here, there's a nice little spot that the flames are gone. It's just coals. And it's cooking this up very nicely. This is looking pretty good right now. What I mean by well done is that it has to be cooked all the way through. It doesn't have to be burnt, it just has to be cooked all the way through. I'm thinking this is pretty much finished. I'll have to cut into it and find out. But I'm going to bring this over here and let you get a close look at this as I cut into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut into the biggest one first and see if it's cooked all the way through. Gorgeous. Oh yeah, perfect. That is cooked all the way through. Do you see? It just falls apart. Oh yeah. Rabbit on a stick. That's some good cooking right there. Pretty simple, doesn't take a lot of time. And a true bushcraft skill, in my opinion. Hope this gave some tips and tricks, and appreciate you watching. Thanks a lot.